Okay, oil change on the 21 Highlander with the 3.5 V6. 23 Highlanders and up now only have 4-cylinder hybrid or 4-cylinder turbo. Keep that in mind. So, that being said, as I knock over a bunch of stuff, I bought some Pennzoil OW20. Let's see. All right, full synthetic. Pretty nice. And then I just wanted to let you know that you will have to get the Toyota adapter tool so it can untwist the filter to get the filter housing loose. And I went ahead and got the oil filter from Toyota. I got this stuff at Advanced Auto Parts, but I needed to get the little crush washer. That's like a little nylon or plastic piece or whatever the material is. Keep in mind, if you buy that, I read online you could buy them in a pack of 10, so I was hoping to do that. But my particular dealership, they said they didn't have that option. So if you have to buy this gasket for the oil drain plug, it's going to be $1.75. Little bit high, but keep that in mind. I wonder if I could figure out what material this is. I could make these at my shop. So taking a closer look at the crush washer for the oil drain plug, I pushed my pick onto this silver part in the middle of the two blue sections, and it appears to be aluminum. And the blue sections appear to be just a basic nylon small gasket material on both sides. So I could machine the aluminum washer piece, and I do have, you know, gasket material at the shop. But this stuff is actually, I think I do have this size. It looks to be approximately on this side like a 32nd of an inch, and on the opposite side it looks to be a 64th of an inch. Or it could be the same size, one side just crushed down a little bit more. But for those of you that do not have access to a shop to machine your own aluminum washers, just buy the $1.75 part and be on with your day. And I ran into this problem on my Honda Civic Si 2011. But usually either I'm a weakling or this is under, it like gets suctioned down on there, the oil fill cap. So I just take a 6-inch adjustable wrench with smooth jaws at the inside, because channel locks will dig into the material because it's just a plastic piece. And I'll close up the adjustable just enough, and I'll just give it a little pop. And then that way I can take it loose, because sometimes you'll be sitting here with just your fingers and it's so tight it won't come loose. So what a joy it is to be working on a basically brand new car. This is a 2021. We're just at the start of 2023 and everything is just literally perfect. I don't see really like any rust at all. You know, maybe some slight oxidation on the CV boot right in that section, but other than that, this is a glorious thing to behold if you are a garage mechanic like me, or a mechanic in general. And then the other thing I want to say is I've had this Craftsman electric impact. This is the first electric tool I ever bought for cars, and I've had this now since 2016, and I'm amazed that it's still working today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the first screw and then screw it. Let me see if I can put it in and get out the second screw. It's a little deep in the hole there. And there we go, just like that. Both screws are out. I literally have not charged this in forever too, so that's really, really odd. Because when I was working at a Ford dealer, I would be charging it. Well, I guess I use it more often, but you know, it just sits in my garage for months on end, and I go to use it, and it still's got some juice. And then after I get these 4 plastic clips off that are right around here for this plastic piece to come off, I also want to mention that the Highlander sits up high enough that I can put it on these blocks of wood that I made at my old shop, and I just drive it on to level 1, and then I drive it on to level 2, and the parking brake is set, so the vehicle is nice and stable and will not move around. And once I get this panel off, then I can break loose the 14mm bolt head for the drain plug, and then I can try out my new oil filter tool on the oil filter housing. I just want to show you these plastic tabs here. These aren't bad at all. I'll push one back in to show you. I just took my 6-inch machinist scale and just got it right under the lip, and then give it a little twist and it pops right out. I'm imagining when this car is at much higher mileage, those will be a lot harder to get out, and pushing them in and out, you know, and it's just plastic, they'll probably end up breaking, but for this oil change, they are good. And yep, the whole thing should just come right on out. Yep, and I'm just gonna go ahead and push it back. And now we have exposed the oil filter housing, and I'll get my 3/8 ratchet, break this loose, and I'll put the plastic piece they give you. It's like a little push thing that goes inside there and lets you drain the oil out of the housing, so you don't make a whole mess taking the whole thing loose. And then here is your drain plug right here, and you can take notice of the old gasket. If you didn't get a new gasket, if you just bought your oil filter like a O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone, you can use the old gasket. Just make sure that it doesn't look worn out or slightly damaged or anything, and just be very careful putting it back on and check for leaks. Forgot to put the flash on last clip. So I'm going to take the drain plug out, and my tip to not make a huge mess on your glove or your hand, wear gloves, but is to grab it from the top side and pull it up and away, just like that. Okay, so oil draining down, and then make sure that the old gasket, you peel it off, because you don't want a double gasket, because then you could risk it'll probably leak. So I'm gonna get my 3/8 ratchet in the square there, but I'm gonna use a 3-inch extension, because without it the ratchet is bumping up into the bottom of the oil pan. I can't get a good grab on it. And then the other thing I want to tell you is, just like every mechanic ever, we've all lost a 10mm socket. So this is my 10mm 3/8 drive. I just thought, put an extension, any kind of extension on it, so you're less likely to lose it. And wherever you keep it, you'll know it'll be easier to find. So for me, I keep it in this little iPhone box, and I just put it right there, and I know that, oh, if I'm looking for the size, it'll take less time. I can just look on with the extension, bam, there it is. So your oil filter box, if you get it from Toyota or most other aftermarket ones, should come with this piece, which, and also you get the O-rings too, and the paper filter. And so once you take your cap off, it has about a 3/8 worth of threads, 1/4 inch worth of threads. And at the bottom of the oil filter housing, you could take this guy, and I believe with the split end, with the 3 splits, you could just, oh yeah, because it has this piece right here that's going to seat up against the bottom. I believe you just push it, or maybe it's the other end. It could be, let me try this first. It could be the other end. Can't get good pressure on it. You think it'd be the split end would make more sense to me. Yes, it is. I think it should click up into place. There we go. It's not exactly, I can get it in there correctly. Let me, yeah, because the split end's going to collapse and push into that little ball valve or little check valve or whatever it is. Huh. Well, it's a little bit of a struggle. Let me try to get it here on video. It's not like a twist. It's not threads or anything. Excuse me. I mean, do I just have to hold mine? Because I can't get it to click into place. Huh. I mean, there's definitely not threads on the end. I'll give it a twist. Maybe that'll help you better install it. mean, I'll try the other end, but yeah, no, the other end definitely doesn't even start. Because the other end's a bigger diameter. Huh. Wonder why I can't get that to start. Okay, hang on. Let me try it with two hands. Okay, whatever. You can't win them all. So all I do is when I push it up in there, I guess I can't get it to push up in there straight. There's fighting a lot of pressure to push that little, I guess a little ball on kind of like a check valve or whatever, trying to push it up so the oil can get up underneath and come out. And maybe the tabs are slightly oversized on this particular factory or plastic part, the way they made it or whatever. Or maybe I'm just not quite getting it with enough pressure to push it up in there. But basically I just got it with two hands, one on one side, one on the other side, and just held it there as it drained out the oil. I guess right now I can do it with one hand. And then that O-ring right above it, I'm going to replace that. It's probably okay, but just go ahead and replace it. And then I cleaned off the aluminum cap. Okay, before my phone dies, I gotta go charge it. But I broke the oil filter housing loose, but be very careful. Hang on. Be very careful using this guy. I got it from Vance Auto, Performance Tool Oil Filter Wrench. Probably should have just ponied down the money for the one from Toyota, but I've used this before on some neighbors' cars, and they're like Toyota Camry, for example, and it was fine. But this housing on the Highlander is plastic, whereas the other housing on a 2014 Camry I did was aluminum. So aluminum is stronger, obviously. So this tool, be very careful. Make sure it's seated all the way up on there, and you're gonna have to put upward pressure on it as you go to break the housing loose, because you don't want to strip any of the plastic tabs here. I mean, the tool will also grab on the many-sided piece here. This isn't round. It actually has a bunch of flats on it. Just be very careful. Let me go charge my phone.